So, have you ever contacted the school as a parent? How often and what for?
I did contact the school. I'm sure I did it last year too, but I can think of one particular example this
Mm-hmm.
year was shortly after we had Meet the Teacher Night. We found out that we came and met my older son's teacher. And when we met him, he kept referring to his class as a self contained class. And we know that our older child is very smart and not in need of a what I would have considered a self-contained class. So I did call the school to find out what exactly that meant
Mm-hmm.
because I thought that behaviorally he was doing great and he was top of his class when he was in kindergarten. So the school then just explained to me that what he was referring to is that he would be teaching the class both in English and Spanish since this is a dual language school.
Okay.
They didn't have enough teachers to teach both, like to have for him to separately have an English teacher and a Spanish teacher, that this teacher would just be specifically teaching English and Spanish in his class.
Okay. So the terminology was in a different
Yes,
context.
I
So
was
you're
thinking
okay.
self-contained as in, he was behaviorally needing a self-contained class, and I just knew that I was questioning that. So, but that was the only. I mean, I'm sure that there were instances last year, but that was something that I can think of.
And did the school respond back in a timely manner?
Yeah, in fact, I spoke with the receptionist. She was really nice, and it didn't even have to go further than that.
Oh.
She basically explained to me that, no, I apologize. That's not what he was meaning. Like,
Okay.
this is one of our teachers that, we have a few teachers on campus that are going to be both teaching English and Spanish in their class. So that's what he meant. He wasn't referring to anything other than the self-contained, meaning that they're going to be staying in the class.
Okay, and then have you ever contacted either of your child's teachers? How often and what for?
I'm sure that I've contacted them multiple times this year. Usually it's not through phone. Sometimes I email them if I have a question about homework. Usually, it's pretty easy. Since I pick them up and drop them off, then I'm usually able to talk to the teacher if I have a question about something.
And when you send an email to a teacher, they usually respond within an appropriate amount of time?
Within a day. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good. What are some things that you do at home to support your child's education?
One of the main things that we implemented this year was during the week, and I know this was something that we did growing up too, we don't really do any kind of screen time or TV time other than maybe in the evening I'll watch the news, or once showers are done and they're ready for bed, then I maybe let them watch something, but I try to make it something educational. Only because I want their focus to be on reading and homework. And I know that if I allow them to watch TV, then they're going to hurry through their homework so that they can watch TV. So the only screen time I really allow is like what we had talked about earlier with the Raz kids. Otherwise, we come home and they do homework.
And how long are they spending on homework a night?
It's not usually very long. They both have a packet. So like the kindergarten packet is letters, and they have certain days that they work on their English letters and certain days that they do Spanish. So my younger son will usually copy the letters and then he'll say them and do his letter sounds. And then he might have 1 page of math homework. My older son, they have 1 page of math homework each day. Sometimes he can get through 2 or 3 pages, and we might spend 30 minutes, maybe 45.
Okay, and do you sit with your students when they do homework?
I do.
Is there a specific location, or what does that time kind of look like?
We have kind of a big kitchen with a dining area, so we sit in the dining room together, and they have a snack and we sit, and if usually we're getting home around like 3 because I'm getting off work at the same time, and so I'll start dinner, and so I try and start dinner. And if I can, I'll sit down with them. If not, then I'm right there. So if they need help, then they can just ask, and I'm right there.
And what makes you do these things?
Because I want them to succeed. Their education is important to me. I want to set them up for success.
What are some ways that the school has tried to involve you in your child's education at home?
I mean, been a lot of opportunities for parent involvement. Creating I feel like it's kind of like an open door policy, with the curriculum night and the meet the teacher night and the parent teacher conferences. And then not only that, but the PTA has set up multiple functions, and these aren't functions that just parents attend, but the teachers attend too. So it's good for the kids to see their teachers. And I've noticed too, a lot of the teachers from the school live in our community. So we'll be at Peter Piper Pizza and we see the teachers, or we'll be at Barrows and we see teachers, Fry's. And I think that's nice for the boys to get a chance to see, the teachers outside of school.
So what types of activities have you attended here at Paseo Point?
We've attended, this year, I think we went to one of the dine outs.
Okay. Which is a fundraiser?
A fundraiser,
okay.
Yeah. And then last year, I know we went to a couple of the dine outs. And last year, I think we attended one of the other...
The Winter Festival?
Maybe it was the Winter Festival,
okay.
Yeah. This year, my younger one was 6, so we didn't make it to the Hispanic Heritage. But I know there's other activities coming up for this year.
What are some of the ways that your children's teachers have tried to involve you in their education?
So I guess last year the teachers did say that we could come in and volunteer. So I did come in and volunteer. Another opportunity was, I'm trying to remember what the name of the week was. It was some kind of helping literacy, improving literacy. And so they asked a parent to volunteer and come read to the kids. So that was really fun. I got to go into my son's kindergarten class and I read the kids a book, and I picked one of the boys' favorite Dr. Seuss books, and the kids loved it. And so that was fun. And other than that, I can't really think of anything. As far as like my older one goes with first grade, they don't really, if they do, they haven't said anything with like parent volunteers. I think that's more like with the younger, with kinder. By first grade, I think they're more well adjusted. They don't really have snack time. They don't, really want parents coming in and volunteering.
Do you attend any meetings here at Paseo Point, or?
Not usually. I'm not a member of the PTA. But I've always thought that at least I should try and attend like 1 or 2 a year.
And is there a specific reason why you're not a part of PTA?
Just time. I know that it's really time consuming, and being that both my husband and I are working parents, then we just don't want too much extra time to be devoted away from family time.
Does the school provide enough information and help for you to know how to be involved with your child? If not, what kinds of things would you like to know more about?
I think that there is enough information that's provided. The school has a website, the district itself has a website. All of those talk about whatever activities are coming up, and we usually are getting flyers home for whatever's upcoming, if it's going to be Hispanic Heritage or not only that, but if we don't get a flyer in their folder, then we'll get an email about, this is what's coming up. This is, see the attached. This is what's happening this week.
How welcome and or comfortable do you feel at the school at Paseo Point?
On a scale of 1 to 10, it would be in the high range between 8 and 10. Even with my older one, he is lactose intolerant. And so when I came to fill out paperwork, I remember the office staff being like really awesome about it, because I was like nervous. He's usually pretty good about saying, hey, I can't have this, or I can't drink this. But they were really accommodating, and I even got a call from the district nutritionist that was like, hey, what can we do to help accommodate him? So, I would say we feel really welcome.
Okay, I'm going to pause and then we'll re-record again. We only have a few more minutes. Thank goodness.